Hey guys, Andy here with VSiN, getting you set for Wednesday's NHL action. We have 5 games to get into. 4 of them are potential elimination games, so a lot at stake on Wednesday. Let's get into it. Let's kick things off with the Lightning and the Blue Jackets now. The Lightning have a series lead here of 3 games to 1, and they are anywhere from a -170 to a -180 favorite, with the Blue Jackets coming in anywhere +150 to +160. As far as the updated series price goes, I saw the Lightning listed as a -5,000 favorite, the Blue Jackets about a +1,500 underdog. I make the Lightning a -1,900 favorite, about a 95% chance, and I don't see value on either side. I don't see value in the game lines either, as I make the Lightning a -170 favorite here as the home team. Next up, let's talk about the Boston Bruins and the Carolina Hurricanes. Of course, I have a pre-flop series bet on the Bruins at -140, -145. I thought they should be closer to -190. Of course, that was before David Pastrnak went down with injury and before their starting goaltender opted out of the 2020 playoffs. But we've had some changes on the Carolina Hurricanes side as well. Andrei Svechnikov was injured and does not look to be returning. And of course, Jordan Stahl's status is up in the air. He was knocked out of Game 4 by a big hit by Charlie McAvoy, and it's unknown whether or not he'll suit up in Game 5. He's listed as day-to-day. If he can't go, that's a big loss for the Hurricanes. He is one of their leaders and one of their strongest forwards, so we'll monitor that. If he can't go, I've got the Bruins as about a -145 favorite, which is basically the midpoint price here if you remove the VIG. So no value on Boston or Carolina. I'm going to just cheer on my pre-flop series bet and hope the Bruins get it done in Game 5. Earlier this week, I was on a numbers game with Gil Alexander, and I talked about the Colorado Avalanche and other heavy favorites and how high danger chances played a role in each series. The Vegas Golden Knights and the Tampa Bay Lightning were controlling high danger chances to the rate of about 70% apiece, while the Colorado Avalanche were only puttering along at about a 53% rate. Not good enough. Well, that was rectified in Game 4. The Avalanche dominated the Coyotes in every aspect of the game from start to finish. The Coyotes did not have an answer for players like Nathan MacKinnon, and it was just ugly. 3-0 in the first period. They beat them up physically and on the score sheet, and it's hard to see this Avalanche team take a step back now that they've realized just how superior they are to this Coyotes team. The Colorado Avalanche should win this game about 66% of the time. I've got a fair line of -196 roughly, and the Coyotes are listed as a +185 underdog. The Avalanche come in at around -210, so no value on either side. You might feel differently. It's hard not to like this Colorado team. I just don't want to lay this type of price right now against Arizona Coyotes team that really has a lot to play for, obviously, in this game after a big wake-up call in the last. I like Coach Rick Tocchet. I think he's capable of making some changes to his game here, to his team's game plan, and I'm interested to see how they try to find an answer for Nathan MacKinnon and the Colorado Avalanche. I think the Avalanche will walk away with this one. That's not saying much, but I'll be sitting out most likely. I doubt the odds are going to change all that much from the time of this recording. So no play for me here. I think the Avalanche likely wrap up the series, but stranger things have happened. Next up, we have the Montreal Canadiens and the Philadelphia Flyers. These two teams played on Tuesday. The Flyers got the win and took a 3-1 series lead. The Canadiens will be playing for their playoff lives on Wednesday. You might be wondering why the big shift in the odds. The Canadiens closed as a +110 underdog on Tuesday. Now they're +120, 25, even +30 at some shops. That's because the Flyers are the home team here. I make this game Flyers minus 130. So no value here. I've got the Canadiens at plus 355 to win the series from previous adjusted series prices. I'm not going to continue to get involved, although I do think it's Canadiens or nothing here. Montreal has been the better team in this series. They've actually outscored the Flyers overall. They just really, it's a continuation of their regular season. They've been very unlucky, and things have gone right for Philly. Now, I don't think Carey Price has been bad. He could have made an extra save when they needed it most. And at the same time, I don't think Carter Hart has been out of this world by any means. He's actually had a bad game in this series, whereas I don't think Price really has. Sure, you can fault him on that first goal in Game 4, but outside of that, there really hasn't been a whole lot to rag on Carey Price about. With that being said, I don't think the Flyers have played a convincing game in this series. They certainly haven't had a convincing win, despite having a 3-1 series lead. And in their lone loss in this series, they were absolutely dominated by Montreal. So, it's Canadiens or nothing for me. I think if you made a bet on the Flyers at any point in this series, it's been a sucker bet. I think that any future bets on the Flyers at these prices, like we're seeing now, will also be sucker bets. That's just my opinion, and I know I said at the start of the series that I would rather lose money with the Canadiens here than win money with the Flyers, with them being the favorites, and it looks like that's going to happen. But it's not over, and it's not a big a gap between these two teams. So I think Montreal could climb back in. It's just not going to happen very often here. No value for me on this game right now as things stand. I need a price of probably plus 140 to get involved on the Canadiens here. All right, guys, let's finish things up with the Canucks and the Blues. The Canucks are about a plus 125 underdog, and I do not think that is correct. I didn't like the way they were priced in Game 1, and they're priced similar to that here in Game 5, despite the fact that the Blues are icing a bit of a different roster, not as good of a roster in my opinion, and the Canucks still have a lot of talent. Yes, they've choked away this 2-0 series lead that they got out to, but that's in the past. This is a best of 3, and I think if you had given the Canucks and Canucks bettors like myself plus 175 on a best of 3 against the defending Stanley Cup champs, we'd have taken it in a heartbeat. In hindsight, a great bet. Whether or not we win or lose, I'm going to be cheering on the Canucks here, not only to win the series, but to win this game at plus 120 or better, as have this one priced closer to St. Louis minus 112. So Canucks plus 120 or better on the money line. That's it for me. Good luck and enjoy all the hockey action on Wednesday.